Who's the worst? Who's the worst streamer? I'm not going to say that because if you are the worst streamer, to, for, there's a certain degree of pride involved in just being a horrible, toxic person. So I think those people know who they are. I'm not going to give them the benefit of a shout out. PC Stillward is not getting limit. PC Stillward is not getting limit. The longer it goes on, and the more of the complaints that I hear, the less likely I am to change it because it's doing what it was designed to do. It should be very heavily punishing the casual use of Tower Shield. If you are in a match, now I'm remembering what had me all fired up yesterday. Yeah, Artie fired up too. Artie and I had quite a day yesterday. We had a lot of meetings, but in between all those meetings, we were trying to figure out what's up with you players. What's up with you players? Artie had to unfollow some people yesterday. He's like, I can't take it. When players complain about things, they are either intentionally or unintentionally dishonest about what's actually bothering them. If you are at a point in the match where if you cast a tower shield and they steal it, you lose, you are not as far ahead as you think you are. Don't do it. That's obviously a bad play. You're giving them a tower shield. Don't do it. And it helps keep tower shield from being a kind of an obvious, always good play. Players right now in the old meta, more to say on that too, in the old meta, tower shield's always good play. Right? Free pips, you gain a pip, put up a shield. Why wouldn't you tower shield? Sort of automatically. Players are on autopilot. Oh, this is the turn where I should automatically tower. Okay, I'll tower. Okay, I'll tower. That's part of it for players, I think. I should say, generally speaking, there's a lot of experienced players who are experienced and talented and skilled in the old meta who are very unhappy right now because the meta was changed, and they're like, "Wow, the meta totally changed." Yeah, it changed. We added 50 spells to the game to change the meta completely. It's not an accident that the meta changed. We knew the meta was going to change. We knew it would be dramatically changing. I said before the Rochambeau spell got teased, it was going to be dramatic. Right? The meta's different. You're going to have to learn how to play again. Someone said yesterday, used to be I could just cast an elemental blade, and now it gets converted into 3, but whatever. Well, okay, don't do that. Why are you casting elemental blade? Why would you even do it? Do you have a plan for it? Someone else said trap stacking was better in the last meta. Like trap stacking was easier to deal with in the last meta. That is ridiculous. That's a ridiculous thing to say. Nobody complained about trap stacking in the last meta. It was something someone told. Of course they did. Have we already forgotten the Shatter Pet trap stack nonsense? And I mentioned to this person the Rochambeau, the seed from which the Rochambeau grew was players in the last meta complaining about stacking, in particular trap stacking, because there isn't a good answer for trap stacking. There was one anti-trap spell, Cleanse Ward. There was no multiple trap removal. We had many conversations about this on the design side, myself and Artie and Matt Nettic. Matt Nettic was always the curator of the PvE experience. He was very concerned about us adding an essentially infinite trap removal spell because of what it said. And I respect Matt Nettic a lot. And so no infinite trap removal spell was added. And we codified the fact that removals should be capped at 3. Trap stack was a problem in the last meta. So was mana burn spam. You guys are really unhappy about it. I'm not reading chat right now. There are more counters for trap stacking now than there were in the last meta. That is an objective fact. Someone else said I was ahead in the match for 50 turns. I was winning for 50 turns. And then one thing happened and I lost the match. I got news for you. If you're ahead for 50 turns and you haven't won yet, you're not that far ahead. Right? You were never that far ahead. If you cast a tower shield and they steal it from you and you end up losing, then that's your fault. Come back with a deck that can win. Your deck sucks. Build a better deck. Come back when you have a deck that can actually win the match. If you flee versus a Jade, you're making the problem worse.